TYT Sports, everybody. That's Francis. I am Jason. And the Kardashians are going to make a clip on TYT Sports. And it's related to the woes. Oh, you can't leave. You love the Kardashians.
That is blasphemy.
Everything about them.
That is absolutely shocking thing to say
Here's how,
on a Wednesday afternoon when things are going good for me.
Here's how I can prove it. Name as many Kardashians as you can.
I know their names.
There you go. That means
all right, I know Adolf Hitler's name. Doesn't mean I like him.
Yeah, but do you know all of the Hitler's names?
You know people's names. It doesn't mean you like them.
You love the Kardashians. You've told me you wanted to date Khloe. I understand. She's the coolest of all of them. But this has to do with the Kardashian curse level because they spew their succubi BS onto other NBA players and athletes as a whole. I really don't like the Kardashians. I have no problem saying that. Not as the human people. I just don't like why they're famous.
Oh, you love the How does that
feel? So, here, we have one shot real quick. Some pseudo-psychological, statistical evidence that the D'Angelo Russell should keep away from the Kardashians.
HuffPost.
So basically, the distraction that the Kardashians cause athletes, and I'm not fully blaming the Kardashians for this. There's a lot of sarcasm here. I'm just covering my bases. But D'Angelo Russell, the #2 overall pick in the NBA draft, who has this potential to be one of the best players in the NBA. I have a high stock in him. I hope he's as good as he was at Ohio State. Just pure ability and talent, high basketball IQ, sees plays before they develop, all the good stuff about a point guard you want to see. Well, Kendall Jenner, who's also 19 years old.
She's 19.
So like the youngest?
No, she's second youngest.
There you go. There's a couple tweets we'll throw on your screen, like when Kendall Jenner's around, it's hard to focus on basketball from the Daily Mail. And basically, what they're saying is maybe D'Angelo Russell should stay away from the Kardashians because the Lakers themselves have way too many other problems to worry about than the Kardashian curse. They didn't give a level for D'Angelo Russell. Yeah. I'm giving it a 12 out of 10 because we just know that amongst this list, and we're going to move on to James Harden, Reggie Bush, and Miles Austin shortly, that players perform worse when they're around the Kardashians.
The surprising one that we need to touch on that Lamar Odom isn't on this list.
Well,
that's what you expect.
Lamar was with Khloe. I don't know if he was with her during his championship runs of the Lakers, was he? In 2009,
yeah, he was with them.
Lamar gets a pass for obvious reasons and because he went to the University of Rhode Island. Go Rams.
But, all right, so on the same boat as you, I'm very excited to see D'Angelo Russell play. Watched the Lakers last night. Wasn't so impressed, to be said. Let's just put this out there, first of all, in the Lakers game last night. A lot closer than it should have been. The fact that Nuggets were just deciding to give away consecutive three-point fouls for no reason is beyond me. I think their manager nearly had a stroke. They were lucky that they were playing against
Mike Malone was scared.
They were lucky they were playing against a shite Lakers team, which I have no problem with.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Nuggets are not a good basketball team either. They're pretty much in your bottom two teams in the NBA this year. One of the things I just want to mention in terms of the fouls, a lot of players in the NBA will notice that if the defender's in an awkward position, if you jump into him, and you get and that shot goes off and there's any interference of it, they'll call that every time.
Well, to be fair, Williams was reading it. And he was reading it, they were jumping in, and he was stepping forward. Similar to what you do in football, you read the tackle, you come in, my football, you come in, and you get contact, and that's where he was trying to draw those fouls. But to get back to D'Angelo Russell, there was some plays there where he looks phenomenal. And his vision, as you just mentioned there, some of his passing ability is great. But do I think if he had to choose between the Kardashians, it would affect his career? I don't know if Kendall Jenner would be one that I would put in the same category as Kim or Kylie, because Kendall Jenner is actually...
You're just proving my point, man.
No, this just proves that I know a little bit, right? Kendall Jenner is the model one, right? So she's actually trying to pave her career.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's trying to pave her career. She's very busy, so I don't imagine she would take up as much time as someone like Kylie Jenner, who I really dislike as a person, I think. Kim Kardashian is a dislike as a person, who seems to be the reason why a lot of these guys have struggled athletically when dating her, because I think she's responsible for 3 out of them, I believe.
About
3 or 4 or 10, 15.
All right. Very good analysis, though. I'll give you that.
Right.
On both the Kardashians and the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. James Harden was inflicted by Khloe. And I got to say, it's the one Kardashian I like is Khloe, who, according to the Daily Mail also, Khloe reveals that she still talks with James Harden, who, quote, wants to continue dating. James wants to continue dating.
Yes.
First name basis, James. So the beard got a curse level of 9 out of 10
Wow.
And he's off to he struggled in the first 3 games of the season. Nothing to worry about. He looked amazing on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And so he gets a 9 out of 10, which is interesting because Reggie Bush only got a 7 out of 10. And he was dating Kim from 07 to 09. But the effect level was so high that fast forward 8 years, and he slips on the concrete after running out of bounds on a play, and he tore his ACL or MCL. He's out for the season.
He's still suffering the karma, the Kardashian karma. Put that word together and come up with one. The Kardashian.
Yeah, and also when he was with her, it was he showed a nearly 20% point drop in total yards and a 31% dip in yards per game in the same time span.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. How's that only a 7 out of 10? Miles Austin, the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, man.
Who did he date?
Kim.
Oh. So this is just like Kim's one-man wrecking ball, basically.
Man. And then it goes, and of course, Kris Humphries
is
who is curse level a -1.
He married Kim as well, so like that's fully pledging his commitment to her.
Is that what I have to do? I have to become an athlete to date a Kardashian?
No, you could become a rapper, or you can.
He just keeps feeding into how much
everyone knows
about the Kardashians.
I think the only person whose career actually was heightened was Reggie, because everyone knew he was the badass guy that had sex tape with Kim, but then also came out with a song saying "I hit it first" to release to Kanye once he started dating Kim Kardashian.
Smart man. That's good business. Francis, if you were dating a Kardashian, do you think your play would be affected?
I think I feel as if there was a huge target on my back, and I think I would feel that my life was under a little bit more of a microscope. I don't think it's any surprise that some of these athletes have went on a little bit of a slump. I think that when you combine reality TV with a performer, I think that it does hinder the way your teammates may view you. I mean, some people can do it better. I know there's that guy that plays Troy. Is it Croy? Croy, someone. He's an American football player. He's married to that girl that's on the entertainment show, Kim something. Croy, he plays well. Big ginger-haired blonde guy.
Andy Dalton?
No, he's a football player. Croy. How many football players do you know called Croy?
I know no football players. Do you know any football players named Croy?
What's his
Corey
name,
in the booth. Any football players named Croy?
Watch this.
We got a big note from around the studio.
Are you ready? Well, you guys are all about to fail. Croy Bierman. He's an American football player who plays for the Falcons. You are all the worst sports hosts in the world. Croy Bierman.
Croy, you say Berg?
He's still good.
Croy Bergman is my accountant.
And then what about this? What about the Broncos wide receiver? He doesn't play with the Broncos anymore, but he did. No, Eric
Decker.
He had his own show, and I don't think he performed as well when he was on that show, the reality TV show. So maybe it's so much so reality TV combined with sports. But the Kardashians definitely have a lot to say. And I rest my case. Croy Bierman.
Oh my God! On to the back to the to wrap this up. The D'Angelo Russell situation. For Lakers fans that are looking for hope, Steve Nash averaged 2 points and 1 assist his rookie year. D'Angelo's going to average much better than that, but they also have a couple major flaws. One, Byron Scott can't preach defensive efficiency and conditioning like he has for the last year and a half when he's never coached a team that has finished higher than 25th in defensive efficiency. Their turnovers are bad. They're not scoring points off opponents' turnovers when they do. Emmanuel Mudiay, who was the 6th overall pick in the draft of the Denver Nuggets, that was the interesting storyline from last night's game, or whenever this goes up, so Tuesday night's game. And it was Mudiay versus Russell. And Mudiay looked like he's going to push the pace, he's going to push the tempo, he's going to get a lot of minutes because the Nuggets don't have anybody to run the point. But his jump shot needs a lot of work, and he needs to develop. And Russell, on the other hand, is more of the, no, let's slow it down and run the offense. Again, the problem back to Byron Scott is you're running this Princeton offense that hasn't been efficient since 1995, 1996. Lastly, Julius Randle
looks good.
Who I put so much investment into in last year's draft. The first clip I ever did for TYT Sports, ever. Outside, where I recapped the 2014 NBA draft, where I wrongfully said that Joel Embiid could be the best player in that draft if he ever plays basketball ever again because of foot injuries. Julius Randle was the one I highlighted because I love Julius Randle. I thought his game in Kentucky was unbelievable. He's able to drive the lane. He's able to use his left almost as strong as he can use his right.
And what happened to him?
He got 16 minutes into the first game of 2014. He got injured.
Okay, so I think this clip needs to take a little bit of a different direction. Out of the players that, rather than the Kardashian effect, what about the Jason Rubin effect? The players that you tip
that I praise get injured.
To praise get injured. So that's Randle, and as you just mentioned there, without the jokes aside, I think there was some positive signs I seen from him last night. I think he looked pretty good. But
I know you watched Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, Clarkson, how many? 30 points?
30 points.
I think he did well. What do you think about Kobe? Because like he started off a little hot and he made a couple of good shots, but it's just those. It's those fadeaway jumpers that you just expect once he moves into that movement, you expect him to drop.
That's called the Kobe layup.
Yeah, they call exactly.
Instead of going to the glass, just not fadeaway jumper.
It pains me a little bit just to not see them drop because you just expect to see them, and ever since I've came to the US, I love to see them. I know.
For 16 years, they always drop.
So it's kind of that way that you just don't want to see a player as he's coming to the age of his career like continue to try and play at the same level that he has played at for so many years.
He's a fighter, man.
When it is a fight, and he's going to play those minutes, and undoubtedly he'll have some phenomenal games.
That's actually where Byron Scott has been doing one thing correctly. He's actually been managing Kobe's minutes pretty well. Granted, I think he played 30 last night. It was like 22 and 28 the first 2 games. That's roughly where you're going to want Kobe at. Granted, when you're watching people like Swaggy P airball 3-pointers, and then Kobe airballs a 3-pointer, you're like, what happened to the Lakers?
Well, that's when you need to bring on Meta World Peace. I mean, he's sitting there.
Ron. And they got Roy Hibbert in the paint, who just looks Roy Hibbert face. Oh, man. Lakers have some issues. Bart is not happy with me. Bart, our sound guy and our all-around studio production helper, is just sitting on the chair, upset at his Lakers. They won't be making the 8th seed, but Byron Scott might be fired. Hire Scotty Brooks. He made Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Great development. Leave your comments in the comment section below on the pseudo-statistical evidence that the Kardashians are awful for athletes. At Francis_Maxwell, at Jason_Ruben91, and at TYT Sports. Like, favorite, subscribe, all the good stuff. And tweet Francis your favorite Kardashian moment.
And at Khloe Kardashian.